So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Depending on where you are watching from. My name is Chidera. I'm a rabbit farmer based in Cross River State, Nigeria. If this is your first time coming across my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video if you are a rabbit farmer. So today I visited a fish farm here in Calabar. I just want to show you guys all about maybe rabbit and other livestock. So I visited a fish farm. So this is the owner of the farm here. He's going to be telling us his name, and I'm going to be asking him some few questions about fish farming. So sir, please, what's your name?
My name is Rolly Williams.
Okay, Rolly. Sir, why did you decide to go into fish farm?
I decided to go into fish farming because I saw it to be a lucrative business, and it equally I love house boundary kind of setting. So I choose I'm equally into rabbit rain.
Yeah.
So but I choose fish farming because of the quick turnover.
Okay. Quick turnover, like how?
Like demand. Like demand.
Okay, the
Public,
demand.
yes.
Okay, the market. Okay, sir, do you do the fish farming full time or you combine it with your job?
It's very time consuming, so I do it full time.
Okay, so how did you start your farm? Which year did you start? Like how many fishes did you start with when you started?
I am into breeding. I breed and equally into grout. So of course, I started with broodstock, one broodstock female and three female, one male. So I started with the production of that.
Okay, so you just use three female and one male.
One
So
male.
you do hashing.
I do have.
So you hashed all these fish that are here.
Yes, it's actually my
Oh,
product.
oh, all of them are your products.
All
So
of them are my
how
product.
many fishes did you hash?
I have well over 100,000 fingerlings, which is some here are post, some are juvenile.
Oh, you just use three females and one male to hash 100,000.
Yes, you can actually do
Jesus,
more if you know how to manage.
more fish.
And if you know how
Wow.
to manage.
Wow, wow, wow. So, guys, you guys have heard, use three females and one male to hatch almost 100,000 fish. So, someone that wants to go into fish farming that does not know how to hatch, maybe the person just wants to buy those fingerlings and start keeping them with the cost of the tarpaulin, or maybe if he wants to use this tank,
Okay.
because I see some people who use this tank with the cost of the tarpaulin or this tank here, and some few fishes, let me say like 100. Like, how much do you think that person can use to start? Like, if you want to give like an estimate,
An estimate.
like how much?
It depends. If you're a fresh starter, you could start with say 500, and that 500 it will take you about say between 400 to 600,000 is expected to be a starting point for it.
Okay, 500,000 naira.
500 pieces. Yes.
500
You're going to
pieces.
stock 500 fingerlings.
Okay, if you want to stock 500
Yes,
fingerlings, it
you're
will take you like
expected.
400 to
It will
600.
take you up to 400 to 600,000 based on the cost of feed now.
Okay, the cost of it. So, like, how much is the cost of it now?
A bag of feed now, if you're buying Alaqua 2 you're expected to buy 22,000. If you're doing Blue Crown, you expected 13,000. So
Okay.
it varies based on their sizes of the feed.
Okay, so sir, for those of you guys that are maybe in some other African country watching me here, the dollar rate now in Nigeria is about 700 plus. So you can just do the calculation. He say if you want to go for which other feed is 22,000. Which one?
Feed Alaqua
Okay,
or
Alaba.
Alaqua or Coupens. Coupens is 24,000.
Oh, so those ones I know fish have like sizes 2 mm,
2 mm.
4 mm also.
For 2 mm of Alaqua is 22,000.
So like how
For
many months will they eat that one?
and the one that if you're doing 500, just a kg
Just a
each,
kg.
a kg of each. Then you switch to 3 mm.
Okay.
3 mm, a few kg, switch to 4 mm. That's where you get into bags.
Okay, you start buying in bags.
In bags.
Okay, like those when they're like how many months when you start buying in bags? When they're like how many months?
When they're about 2 to 3 months, you start buying in bags.
Okay, well, like how often do you change their water? How
You
often?
change the water depending, but at least in 2 days you change. But if you have water, change every day for fast growth.
Okay, okay. So what are the few challenges you do face as a fish farmer? Because or as a livestock farmer, you'll be facing challenges surely. So what are the few challenges you face? So those people that are just going into fish farm, like the new fish farmer should be expecting to see those kind of things. They should not be like it should not be new to them if they see it. What are those challenges you do face?
The challenge is it depends on how careful you are because if you first and foremost have a good quality water,
Okay.
you have good spacing and you have good feed, so you're like 90% sure of your turnout. But if where you have your water quality is not okay, that's first challenge.
Okay.
And the two, you don't have good space, then they'll be attacking each other. Cannibalism will get into play,
Okay.
and then the water and then the space, the space too matter. So if you don't get too good space for it, it challenges. Water is a challenge too, and the feed. If you don't get quality feed for them, there's another challenge. But if you made these three quality, then challenge is like 10%, which may be hygiene.
Okay.
Making sure that nobody comes in, strange things, objects are not thrown into the pond that will now cause them infection. I think
Okay, like do they formulate fish feed? Like some rabbit farmers, like me as a rabbit farmer, I do formulate my own feed. So do they formulate fish feed, or you just need to be buying?
yes, you can formulate fish feed,
Okay.
but I always advise buying because the stress of formulating fish feed is what is the problem. And sometimes if you don't have the actual ingredients to make the fish feed, it becomes challenge. So since you're doing a lower quantity, it's better you buy.
Okay. So when I was talking about the challenges, you mentioned cannibalism. What's the major cost of cannibalism in fish farming?
The major cause of cannibalism is one, improper sorting. That means smaller size to bigger size is in one place.
Okay.
Then two, if the poor feeding too causes cannibalism, although they are naturally cannibalistic in nature.
Okay.
But if you prevent the sorting right, which the sizes are all equal, and then you feed them right, it reduces the percentage of cannibalism.
Okay, so if you put the big ones together with the small ones, they'll eat each other.
Of course.
Okay, because me I don't.
The bigger ones will attack the bigger ones will attack the smaller ones. But if the smaller ones are much, they will gang up on the bigger ones.
Okay. So you need to like put them
Yes,
exactly the same sizes. Okay, because me I don't know anything about fish farms, so I need to really be sure. And so some few people there that wants to go into it, they really need to know about all this. So is fish farming really profitable? Like per se, like that amount you were talking about for someone to use to start, like that 500k. When someone use that 500k to start, like how long will it take for that person to get that capital back?
Yes, fish farming is profitable. At the same time, it's capital intensive.
Okay.
Because when I make comment of based on how the cost of feed now in the markets, it makes it capital intensive, and like I said, why it's before now you could actually use 200, 250 into farming, but because of the cost of feed now, that is why it's skyrocketing to like that 500k I'm looking at.
Okay.
For example, it will take you about 35 bags to raise 500 to 1 kg.
To 1 kg.
Yes.
So the amount you say I admit like for sales for maturity is 1 kg.
Yes, it's 1
Okay.
kg. That's
Okay.
the approximately in
Okay.
6 months, 5 6 months,
Okay.
you hit 1 kg,
Okay.
and you cost you 35 bags to get to that point, 35, 37 bags to get to that point, and then at the point of selling, you'll be able to sell and then have profit within that period of say 200, 300 thereabouts as an interest.
Okay. So how many times do you feed your fish daily?
You could feed them 2 times, you could feed them 3 times, you could feed them 4 times. As your time, if you have enough time to play with, and the more you feed them, the chances of them growing faster.
Yeah. So like for you not feeding them, like for those that are feeding them like 2 times, is there any disadvantage? Will the fish be eating each other's when you don't feed them more often?
If you feed them 2 times, you feed them to their quantity, the cannibalism is less.
Okay.
But if you feed them 3 to 4 times, it is still to your advantage because it helps in the fast growth of your fish.
Okay. You already told me how many fishes you have. I wanted to ask that. You told me you have 100,000 because I'm seeing many fishes here, and you also do hashing. How do you do that hashing? I know that one will not be easy thing to talk on this video. To be
It's
maybe for
not.
another time.
Yes,
So
it is.
like how long does it take to hash?
It takes if you're doing claras, if it takes at least the question is how long do you have fingerlings? Or how
Okay.
long do you have juvenile? Because
Fingerlings
fingerlings you take 4 weeks, 3 4 weeks for fingerlings
for them to start coming out.
for them to come up as fingerlings.
Okay. So when you do hash like that, like when you hash, like how many fish do you get at a time?
At first, it depends on your expertise.
Okay.
If your facts are clear, you could have like I say 200, 150,000. depending on the graphic.
From one.
Yes, you could have a bigger male, a bigger female for the production.
Okay.
You could decide to use 10 female or 500 grams, depending on what you want.
Okay.
So you weigh the eggs, and then calculate the eggs based on the hatchability.
Okay.
And if you have the techniques, the components to have a successful hatching, you could hit 100 plus
Okay.
1,000 eggs that will hatch for you.
So do you sell? Do you have any ones available for sales?
Yes, all of them are for sale.
Okay, all of them are for sale. So for those of you guys that need fish, he has fingerlings, he has juveniles. Yeah, juveniles are from like how many months?
Juvenile are 8 months.
8 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yeah, that's
okay.
2 months.
Juveniles are 8 weeks. That's 2 months. So he has juveniles. He has fingerlings for sales. So for those of you guys that want to start, I'll put his number on the screen so you can get to call him. So thank you once again, guys. Like this video. If you are here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Comment on this video. If you want me to do any other video pertaining this fish farming, just comment, like the video. Thank you so much, guys. Do have a nice day. Peace out.